Welcome back, guys. I'm going to show you how to add numbers for C++ using CodeBlocks IDE. So I don't have CodeBlocks IDE on my desktop. That means I'll search for it. I have it already here. Make sure it is installed already properly. So I'm using 20.03 CodeBlocks, which is an open source cross-platform IDE. So it has opened. So this is the interface. So on my left, this is where the workspace is. So I'm gonna show you how to add varieties of numbers. Actually, for my case, it will be 3, but I'm gonna use the console application approach. So that means to open the console application approach, you need to go to File, New, then Project. There you are. You have varieties of options: Java, Fortran, Qt for project. But let us go for console application on the left here. Then click Go. So you just ignore next. Of course, you're using C++ because I have C++ installed already. Yes, then the project title, I'll write adding numbers. Okay, then it's on my desktop. Arnold there, C++. Then next, make sure the compiler is GNU, it's GC compiler. Everything leave by default here. Finish. There you are. So this is the default console application. So the CodeBlocks C++, actually on my left in the workspace, this is the project adding numbers. It is also written here. Then the sources, so the source code which is provided by default, it is the famous hello world. So upon clicking here, you get the hello world. So this is just by default. It shows you that the console application, it gives you like, it's built in. So it gives you the hello world. So let us try to run this if it works fine. So before running, make sure you build Control F9 or Control F9. Make sure that 0 errors here. So if you have 0 errors, that means you're good to go. You can run it. So upon clicking on run, that means you have your hello world. That means you're good to go. That's very good. So now let us try to get our hands dirty by creating a program for adding numbers. So let us start from here at the top. I'll comment here, adding numbers. Okay. Then here include input output stream. This is just for pre-processing it. I mean, the C++ does the pre-processing for the source code. So this is which makes the C++ faster than other programs. So it just does the pre-processing. So going to this using namespace std. So this is the standard because we're using namespace. So I'm going to leave it. So this integer main, this is where your function starts. So that means after writing integer main here, in between, this is where you write our code for adding numbers. So that means I'll delete this here. Then I'll start writing from here. So because we're adding numbers which are integers, so I'll start with integer, yes. Then first number, comma, second number. I'm assigning the variables now. I'm letting the computer, the C++ to know that I have these kind of numbers. Third number. Then I'll have another variable which is sum of numbers. Okay. So my program will be adding numbers, which are 3 of them. Adding numbers. I'll write it here. Adding 3 numbers. Okay. Sum of numbers. Then I'll close this. Okay. Then I go to the next line. That means now I've already told the computer now there is first number, second number, third number, there is sum of numbers. Now I want the user now to enter those numbers. So how do you write the C+ program to enable the user to enter those 3 numbers? That means you need to see output. Let the C output, then ask the user now, please enter 3 numbers. Just like that. Pop. Yeah. Then I close. So that means the C++ program will ask the user yourself that please enter those 3 numbers. Then after asking, now that means the user will punch on the keyboard those 3 numbers. That means the user will input. That means you call the input function. There you are. So I'll start with first number, yes. Second number, yes. Third number, yes. Then I'll close. So that means the user input 3 numbers. For instance, 1, 2, and 5. So 1, 2, and 5. That means 3 numbers already inputted. Now I want the C++ to add those 3 numbers. So that means you need to instruct the computer to add those 3 numbers. Then I'll enter. That means I'll call the function sum of numbers, which is already defined here. So I'll use this. That means the computer needs to instruct that it should add those numbers. That means I'll take the first number plus second number plus third number here. Then I'll close this. That means the computer now can add those 3 numbers, 1, 2, and 5. That means the value is 8. So going to another line, the 8 is in the computer, it is in the back end, but it's not shown in the screen. Now I want that 8 to be shown on the screen. How do you do it? See output, yes, here. Then tap, tap, like that. Then I call sum of numbers. There's no need of adding again first number, second number, plus third number, because I've already assigned it as sum of numbers, so that I'll call upon it sum of numbers. Sum of numbers. Let me write it, sum of numbers. That's it. Now don't forget to close with this one. So here you'll be done with a simple adding three numbers program. Just few lines of code. So let us try to run our program. So before running our program, we always start by building our program. So make sure you build our program, make sure there is 0 errors. Let us see. Wow, voila, 0 errors. That means we are good to go. We can run our program for adding three numbers. So let us click run. Yeah, it will ask enter three numbers. So I'll say 1 space 2 5. So when I say enter, the answer is 8. Good. Can run again. Test it. 58, 69, 25. Enter. 152. Good. Can do it again. 12, 15, 10. So here the answer is 25, 7, 37. Enter. 37. So this is the way of doing it. So this is just a simple way of writing a program of adding three numbers. So let me know on comments if there's any question or any modification is required. But this was just a simple way of writing a program using CodeBlocks for adding three numbers. Thank you. Hope I'm understood. Let me know in case there is anything. Thank you a lot.